And the goal of National Infertility Awareness Week, which is this week, is to raise awareness about infertility, reduce stigma, and support those who struggle to build a family. Well, we asked Dr. Shahryar Kavoussi, a reproductive endocrinologist, to join us on Midday so we can discuss some fertility data that was just released. Welcome, doctor. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Jen.
Yeah, absolutely. The CDC came out with this report last month that the total number of births in the U.S. declined by about 14% from 1990 to 2023. And the biggest drop, this was surprising to me, is women under 30. There was 73% drop. Why is that, doctor?
So that's a great question. I mean, under age 30, that's where you're seeing the significant decrease in live births and fertility. So even though 30 and greater in terms of age, we're seeing an increase, there's a significant decrease in women that are under 30. And a lot of it has to do with like economic pressures.
Right.
It has to do with the way society looks at building family when it comes to workplace and just values that, our patients have, women have in the general populace about how they want to approach family building because of other goals maybe at the time, and the availability of fertility treatments and fertility preservation with egg freezing and embryo freezing. These are all factors that to some degree or another can affect a woman's decision to wait.
Yeah, delaying the start of their families. And you mentioned the second part of this study here that women 30 and over are having more babies, but not enough to offset that first staggering stat, 73% drop.
That's right. So, I mean, we're seeing it more often in women that are 30 or greater in age in terms of getting pregnant and having babies, but it's not, quote unquote, making up for it, to the point where in 1990, based on this report, the replacement of population in the United States, I mean, you have to have like 2.1 babies per woman to be able to replace society, the population for the next generation in the United States. That was the way it was in 1990. Right now it's 1.62, which is not meeting the standard to be able to replace.
Well, so that's pretty concerning, right? So what does that tell you? Just that, how concerning is it that the U.S. birth rate is now well below the level needed to repopulate itself?
To sustain itself, right. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
What are the ramifications of that? We discussed a little bit about it a few minutes ago.
Yeah, I think, you worry about obviously being able to sustain just different levels of society, older people, have they taken care of, the next generation, how many people are going to be able to, just basically take different roles in society, whether it's at a family level or a professional level, both. I mean, it's important to have babies. It's important to build families in this country.
I asked you, Dr. Shah, is this good or bad news?
I mean, it could be better news. I'll put it that way. It could be better than this. It can, because you want to replace the people that are out there for the next generation and keep things going for the United States of America. That's what we want.
Absolutely. We appreciate your perspective. That report, by the way, by the CDC came out in March. Dr. Shah, thank you so much for joining us here on KVUE News Midday.
Thank you again, Jenny. Appreciate you.
All right.